Well, we opened this week's show with two gentlemen associated with a company called Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation. Their stock symbol is SIRC. With me to my immediate left is Mr. Jim DePrima. He's the Chief Financial Officer. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to see you.
We're also joined by Dave Massey. Dave is the CEO of Secure Roofing and Solar. Dave, also welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. Happy to be here.
Now, Jim, tell us a little bit about what Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation is all about.
We are a public company in an acquisition mode. We are rolling up specific solar installation groups on the West Coast, and we hope we can build a rather large footprint here in the western part of the United States.
Well, of course, solar is just rapidly growing. It's a burgeoning industry, really. I mean, it's really being fueled by rising electricity rates. How do you see the market growth proceeding?
We see the next 3 to 5 years as being unlimited for us. And the tax credits that we are experiencing have helped home builders really take a good, serious look at it. So we're really excited about this particular industry.
Now, I was happened to be in the same room when you gentlemen executed a share exchange agreement, basically making your company, David, Secure Roofing and Solar, a wholly owned subsidiary of Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. We're really excited about it.
Well, tell us a little bit about your company.
We're a 25-year-old roofing company, originally out of San Diego. We've installed over 15,000 roofs in the times we've been in business. 10 years ago, we had a vision that we'd put solar on every home every time we did a roof, so we got into the solar business at that time, and since then been very successful at integrating solar as part of our roofing concept.
Well, we had a really interesting conversation in the green room, and I'm going to ask you to recount for us. So basically, you had a client who had a 20-year-old roof, and why don't you tell us that story again, because it was really fascinating.
It's something we feel like makes us different from everyone else. What we do is we find someone, a lot of people don't budget for a roof project.
Right.
And when you think about roof projects cost between $10,000 and $30,000. When you show up to someone's house, we try to identify how they think about paying for it, and no one really has any idea. So what we've done is we've taken the solar market, paired it together with the roofing market, and we were able to capture their electric bill with a loan process, and we give them the roof for free. And the numbers, if we had a chance to go over the numbers, are just amazing.
Well, some of the numbers you mentioned to me, I think you said this one particular client had a $250 electric bill, and the entire project was like $33,000. There was a $10,000 credit, which made the net cost of it $23,000. But basically, his electric bill was wiped out, and the whole project paid for itself, I think you said, in about 12 years.
12 years at $185 a month. That's correct.
That's amazing. So he's actually paying less money than he was paying just for electricity, and in 12 years he owns the system. From that point on, the electricity is 100% free.
That's true, and not to mention you got the roof for free as well.
Well, now, Jim, I would imagine that this acquisition is going to have a profound effect on the company's revenues.
Absolutely. We feel that the public entity in the year end will show approximately $1 to $2 million in revenue, and our year end is February. The subsidiary is going to have a first quarter revenue stream of about $2 to $3 million. So it just goes up from there after that. I think we're looking at some pretty serious numbers.
Now, David, I would have to say that the roofing component that you folks bring into the mix, that's really what differentiates you from standard solar companies?
Sure, we're have an entirely different model than a Solar City or a Vivid. We always sell the system. We capture it in a 1.89% loan, so we keep the payments down. And then when you integrate the roof into it, it takes the cost of the project down because we're doing 2 projects at the same time. It just makes for a great package.
Now, obviously, you're headquartered in Southern California. There's a lot of homes in Southern California. There's obviously a lot of sun, but obviously there's also a very competitive space that you're in. I mean, what do you do to make yourself stand out?
We're one of the few roofing solar companies out there. There's a lot of roofers out there and a lot of solar companies, but it's an industry that really takes both because the solar obviously goes on the roof, so you need a roofer involved to get it done. So we incorporate our roofing expertise when installing the solar system.
Now, Jim, would you say that further acquisitions are going to be part of your growth strategy for the company?
Absolutely. We think his company as the anchor has some great core business practices, and we think when we start to roll up some other companies, it's definitely going to expand our capabilities, our footprint, and revenue stream.
Now, when you guys are sitting in the boardroom with a company and you're looking at acquisition targets, is there like a laundry list of things that you kind of look for?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we look at years in business. We look at, you know, well, Dave can hit on that one, some of the other items that he's already looked at. The labor group, the marketing people, and where we can fit them into what we've already developed as a company.
Well, how big is the potential for this industry sector, David?
I think it's limitless. You know, it depends on the area that we capture. In the western U.S., I'm confident that we'll easily get to $10 to $15 million this year.
$10 to $15 million. That's sound. That's really impressive. Is it an aspect of your marketing, your reputation? I mean, what do you sit on and say this is what makes us better than our competition?
You know, we put a big focus on customer service.
Mm-hmm.
We're a 3 times Angie List Super Service Award winner. We're a 5-star Yelp review company. You know, we try to be the Nordstrom of roofing and solar to give you the very best service that you can. Then if you go back to the packages I talked to you about where you can actually buy it, not spend any of your own money, get a free roof and save money every month. I mean, it's a package that when you show it to someone, their first step, they just don't believe it's true. I mean, that's the main thing we have to overcome.
Well, that's what I've always thought was amazing about the solar industry. It seems like it would be a very easy sales pitch because you're already paying, you know, an average home's paying in Southern California $200-300 a month for electricity. You can have the solar package and the roof package put together, and over a 10 or 12 or 15-year amortization, basically you're paying less per month than you were paying for just electricity. And at the end of that term, the system's still there. It's guaranteed for what, 20, 25 years?
25 years, bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper. There's very little maintenance, I would assume, on a solar system once it's installed?
Absolutely, almost zero.
So
Keep
say
it clean.
at the end of 12 to 15 years of an average term, you've got the system paid for, the system is still generating electricity for you. I mean, over a, say, 30-year period of time, how much money can a person save on electricity if they get involved with your company?
You know, if you go back to that first customer we talked about previously in the show, that client over 25 years is going to save $145,000 in electricity over the 25-year period.
$145,000.
Right.
So that becomes an easy sales pitch.
And not to mention the added value of the system and the added value of the new roof.
Now, Jim, I understand the company is going to be retiring something like 75 million shares back into the Treasury. Tell us about that.
That's correct. We're going to retire 75 million shares, and at the end of the day, after acquisitions and share issuances for some of the acquisitions we're working on now, we're going to be right at about 105 to 110 million shares outstanding.
I have to ask you this question, Dave, because anytime I see two companies that get into an agreement like yours and one company being acquired by another, there must have been something about this deal that attracted you to it. What was it?
You know, I think the big advantage of working with being a public company is the advantage of attracting better employees, to be able to offer stock plans and be able to offer that, you know, the construction industry is tough anyway, and it's tough to get really good employees. So what made it very attractive for us is to be a public company and to get, you know, attract better employees.
Well, gentlemen, again, I want to congratulate you on the deal. I was actually able to watch you execute the share exchange program, which I thought was quite wonderful to be a witness to, so to speak. Again, the company is Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation. Their stock symbol is SIRC. We'll be following you very closely over the next several weeks, looking forward for more updates as you go along. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.